5. But when I eat it all up, you gonna ask it.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And it's complete to Ladarius Green. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
You gonna make up for a few up.
Find something else, man.
And now a first down following that long gain. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 5. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
DeAndre Levy is one of those linebackers who makes everyone around him better when he's on the field.
They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste, gives him fuel for the next season, though, because, remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now following that play, we've got a man down defensively, one of the members of the secondary. And we'll just hope he's all right to continue and ready to go for another offensive series. Out comes Detroit.
Don't be mad at you because you only got me break.
Lost in the playoffs this year. Don't have a playoff win since 1992. But it was a tough end of the season. There were injuries involved. And I know you think that this is a crew that really could make some noise again next year, don't you?
I do, because I think they gained so much confidence this season, battling back from a tough beginning, working their way into where they looked like they had a chance to win the division. And while they didn't do that, they did get into the playoffs. Despite a myriad of injuries, they think this team has a bright future, and they feel confident about 2017.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
Why are you looking at me?
Teams call a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game. That signifies they want to run the football. Yeah, occasionally they'll play action and throw it, but most of the time, those guys on the field means strength, power, run the ball behind them. And now what a lot of teams are doing is they're taking an extra offensive tackle and putting him in a...
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened, replicate it, to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments.
Everybody up in here.
Confidence scored the last time out.
Yeah, who is you? Tony Ryan is stupid, man. You gotta make a decision.
The play clock's running
Hey,
down.
my girl, so who the fuck up here? Get everybody here.
And he'll be brought down
I made a
inside
decision.
the 20 at the
I'm sure
19. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And able to find Green. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Here we go. Take him up. Here. You gotta miss with everything.
Now Bell. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. shift together here from the D-line. They'll try again with Bell. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up
Why are you
third.
stepping on him?
Ezekiel Ziggy-Ansah with a tackle for loss. Just think he's still learning the game of football. Didn't play a heck of a lot of it in his native country, and at BYU was just scratching the surface before he hit the NFL.
Yeah, from Ghana, where he really liked soccer and basketball, but football's okay for him, right?
Yeah, I think he's worked out very well. Drafted on potential, he's realizing it here. Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage. Yeah, how about
I can't even eat and pretty enjoy it.
And it won't help him in contract time.
So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
What you say?
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
And no run back here. This will be a
Oh,
touchback,
fuck
and it
it
comes
up,
out to the
too.
25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And
We're
last
gonna
time
get
they
some
caught
on
the
there,
dot,
probably show
led
we
to
do
a
our
field goal. They're
television.
fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still.
Did you sense the relief, though, when they
What?
got the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start
What color you want our toes this week,
back in
babe?
their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown.
You get out of our motherfucking name because you ain't no motherfucking hill.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they with a score here, right?
I'm finna get back into your feet.
Ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A second down run for Abdullah. And some room to maneuver. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game. And that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinators rely on some of the assistants to tell
Nigga,
them.
I'm finna come on my way out and I'm finna bring your ass and went back to the bed.
And Taylor's just 7th NFL season. First
I'm
for
like, where the
Seattle,
fuck you
last
going?
3 Detroit. In each of those 3 years, 90 or more receptions. Finished
Tonight
this
I'm
season
gonna put you in your
with
play
81
pen. You
catches,
can
over 1,000
take
yards.
the
And I saw him
3.
expand his game in 2016. I saw him operate out wide in the slot.
Come on,
Also
dude.
came into the backfield and got carries and then ran routes from there. His yards after catch really jumped back up in 2016. And Golden Tate has shown that he's more than capable of being a #1 receiver in the NFL.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Stephon Tuitt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
It's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And it's first and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you got to get the ball to roll perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, where the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. LA a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to LA. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less
to be
culture shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a
Martinez
broke him up. Travel.
and into the end
Broke him up. Travel.
Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Davis Bryant, 74 yards. And the Steelers have once
Hey,
again
Papa.
taken the lead.
Oh, Papa.
It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Man,
in a double coverage, it's
that's
intercepted. Picked off by Mike Mitchell.
and Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Hayward Bay has it over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield.
Is this intercepted? It's intercepted. Darius Slay
So he
with
showed
it.
up.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Detroit getting set to go now. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you can overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball, just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out. But we just saw him run the football really effectively there, with 3 tight ends in the game, and any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field, not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies to combat what they're going to do, because that's a run-heavy formation. Those guys are out there to block 9 times out of 10, and in this case, they did it really successfully.
Ibrahim caught left side. That one goes for 34 yards, and the Lions are going to have a first.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place, but what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
On first down at Stafford. And the reception made over the middle. This is Bowman. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the red zone now, Stafford. And it pops three. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good.